Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're going to do life together. Good evening, good evening. It's your girl, Dr. Tongie, or on this show, you know me as your friend Tongie. Welcome to another edition of the Talk to Tongie show. Sometimes I'm wondering, okay, what am I saying here? You know, it is an incredible evening that we've got planned for you. One, you're here. And you matter, and I'm grateful that you are here. And then two, a gentleman that came a couple of weeks ago, and the calls and the text messages and the WhatsApps came in and said, listen, we got to have a part two of this guy. We want to hear exactly how did he literally move from where he was and what he went through to now doing things in this country that is mind-blowing. And I'm not just saying it because I literally had an opportunity to see this man in action. It's none other than our Ninja Dan. He's here again tonight, and he's going to roll out some of those wonderful things that he's doing. You know, I get an opportunity to go around the country, and I have met some amazing people, and I'm always so grateful when people stop and they tell me their story, and it's just, it warms my heart, and I feel like a little kid when I get to talk with people, especially those who've gone through something. You know, I'm a cheerleader for the ones who literally have gone through things and lost and felt like they were losing and felt like they were losing their minds and everything, and then to see them pick themselves up and believe that, you know what, God has a purpose for me and I cannot quit. I will not quit. I am going to continue this thing called life. And I get to sit and talk with those folk, and for that I am truly eternally grateful for that, and thank you very much for sharing your story. So if you happen to see me now and I've got my camera with me, I'm going to be asking you some questions. Just do like some of you do and say, woman, get on. That's fine too. But for those who stop, thank you very, very much. And without further ado, let's get into this guy who is closely, you know, you're fiercely becoming one of my best friends. You do know that, right? Thank you so very much for coming again this
You're
evening.
welcome.
It is truly an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And I listened intuitively to what you were saying a couple of weeks ago, and I think I wept like a baby. I said, you know, I'm not sweating on this show anymore, and I'm not going to cry, and then I do the same thing over again. But we're going to do something. I want to give you a number so that when we open the phone lines, you'll be able to ask Ninja Dan questions. You'll be able to dialogue with us, and we welcome that. All right, so 451-9788 is the number, and when we get to that portion of the show, we would love for you to call in with your comments and talk. Right? That's
nice.
What we're doing.
Of
We're just
course.
going to have a conversation this evening.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So let's recap. You had to give years of your life.
Yes.
For something that you did not do.
Yeah.
You are living the life, you know, of a rock star. You're traveling, and you're being an influence and making an impact in the places that you were able to go to, and then life happens, and boy did it happen, you know. So how do you pick up the pieces of your life, the shards that you were no doubtly experiencing, and then saying, okay, I'm going to do this now? Because what you're doing now is phenomenal. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you pick up the pieces and even do that? I heard what you said to those babies today, but how did you get to that part of your life?
Well, it happened in stages. First, you had to premeditate it. Even whilst I was incarcerated, I had to premeditate it and put my plans down on paper and try to believe in those plans that it was from plan A to plan B to plan C to plan D. My first plan A was going back into the music, and if that didn't work, I would go back. Well, I would go into the fishing, and then if that didn't work, I would go into the farming, and if that didn't work, I would go into something else.
Gotcha.
So that something else became being a motivational speaker,
Yeah.
going to the different schools. Now, and it's rather ironic that I was afraid and I was scared to be a motivational speaker because I did not know what to say.
Really? But you're an
Yeah.
artist, you're an entertainer. You would think that it would become natural, right?
Yeah, but it's different.
Okay.
When you've never done it like that before, when
Yeah.
when you have to do it, you have to do it properly structured.
For sure.
You have to know what you're saying and go straight from the point. I was here, there, and all around the place before.
Okay.
So for me to get in that zone, I had to practice and I had to study and I had to do research and
Yeah.
broaden my mind to many of the social illnesses that was around us. So I didn't want to say that, I want to go to the schools and speak about conflict management, and then I
Yeah.
didn't know nothing about conflict management. So during the break of summer, that was last year, I did 19 courses with
Wow.
the cruises and them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the name. The free wind cruises. That is the Scientology. I did 19 courses with conflict management being one of them.
Wow.
And from there, I realized that, I'm ready
Yeah.
to go into this big field and do what I have to do.
Do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Now, you said something today, and again, I had an opportunity to hang out with you, and I saw you do what you do, and you do it so very well. You said to those babies, when I was incarcerated, I was thinking about you.
Yes.
Why was that so important for you to share that with them? And they were all listening, astutely. But you said it, and I could feel that you really meant what you were saying. Why was that so important?
Because there's a deep passion inside of me for the next generation. And even before I was incarcerated, I had already started the program in terms of stop the violence in the communities and the schools. And I was just like, everything was just put on pause and put on a hold. And with this wrongful accusation that you are a murderer and them kind of things. And
Come on.
I have to be thinking that, like the youths that was looking up to me as a role model and as an icon, for them to be thinking that, hey, this guy is what they're accusing him of.
Great.
This was very painful and hurtful for me that I cried like a baby because I didn't want them youths to think that, it's okay to kill and it's okay
Right.
to go on that direction.
Right.
So, that was the breaking point for me there.
Yeah.
So I had to share it with them and let them know that, hey, I went through a wall of fire. And I had to survive that fire to make sure that I could tell you all about how it is, how the system is, how prison is, and how a lot of the things behind the wall is like another world behind there. So I don't want y'all to walk that path.
Absolutely.
So I used to pray to Jah to keep me level-headed so that I could come out in good faith and say
Absolutely.
what I had to say to the youths.
Wow. It's sitting here with you, and I feel like a little kid. I'm getting these goosebumps everywhere. You really, you're captivating, and the way you would demonstrate to those babies, and I say babies, I know they're big kids now, but the way you demonstrate it to those babies, this is a part of almost my ministry, my message, to you.
Yes.
Have you ever, I guess, had a situation where you felt like they just were not listening? They're not getting what you're giving?
No.
No.
From the time I give them the introduction as to who I am, Ninja Dan, I'm a Caribbean monarch, I'm a farmer, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm one of the creators of the soca industry in St. Lucia, the foundation creators, and also I'm a founding director of Rise. They open their eyes because like they're surprised like I have all these accolades under my belt.
Yeah.
And then when I flip it on them and I tell them, well, yeah, I was in prison.
Absolutely.
Like everything just get quiet and
it does. It
I
does.
have their attention.
Yeah, you do, man. We're going to talk about Rise coming up. I want you to stay tuned. All right, you're in for a wonderful treat this evening. You really are. We'll be right back with none other than Mr. Ninja Dan.
Miss Tongie is one of the most amazing people I have ever met in my entire life. She is someone that I would consider to be a mentor, a spiritual mother, a confidant, a family, dear family friend. And I am so blessed to have her in my life. She is someone that I could call on during my hardest moments of life, and she'd pray for me and support me all the way through. And also someone who taught me how to cherish the good moments that come with life. And I just thank God every day that I have her and I can call on her. She truly is a blessing to this world.
Hey, it's your girl, Dr. Tongie. You know, from the Talk to Tongie show. Are you ready to maximize your business exposure? Of course you are. Why not consider placing an ad right here with me on the Talk to Tongie show on DBS?
My dearest Tongie, you have been a person who has impacted my life in so many ways. You have added such value and love to my life, and I hold you in high regard to that. I say thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up when the chips were down. You have been my rock, my sister, my prayer partner, and my friend. Thank you for sharing your children. We have a special son together, Morgan. But you have also shared Taisha and Tyrone with me. And I love them as if they were my own. My daughter Megan loves you as well. And she calls you Mama T. And I'm sure you know that. Well, people would wonder, how are we related? And how do we share such immeasurable love? So let me tell you. I know this is unheard of love. And I wish everyone could experience the love that we share. We are family. Tongie was my husband's first wife. He is now deceased. But when I say this woman and her family stood by me and mine. Whew. When Max Scott, who we refer to as Terry, because that's always been his nickname, when he departed this life, who was my husband, Tongie's first husband, she came to my house with support in tow. Tongie, Stacy, and Taisha. We put the devil on notice that night. We prayed for strength, understanding that surpasses all others, and healing. That night, God delivered. He gave me what I wanted, and He gave me what I needed. Years ago when we met, we bonded right away. Never an unkind word from her. Never a falling out. Never across anything. I have called on you, Tongie, so many times. And you've been there every time. I'll never forget the calls, the prayers in the wee hours of the morning for anything. the financial support, the calls just to keep me in the loop, the birthday calls, the songs, of course, all of our texts, and the visits. They've all been special. And you, my friend, sister, I love you. Tongie Scott, my hat is off to you, and I love you forever.
This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're going to do life together. All right, we're back. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening, excuse me. And because this show is so very special and this guest is so very special, we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines right now. 451-9788 is the number. We're going to interact with you on Facebook Live, WhatsApp. Give us a call, interact with us, and we're going to meet you right there where you are. All right? So, we're talking to Mr. Ninja Dan, and he's giving us a soliloquy of some of the times that he felt abandoned, he felt alone, and yet in all of that, you're still thinking about those babies, those children that, like you said, they look up to you. And before you encountered any of that, you had already started this program, is that right?
Yes, from 2007. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's when Rise was officially launched, or that's when we I forget the word, but that's when we started Rise 2007.
Okay, 2007.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And was it a particular sector of children or of youth that you wanted to reach? Was it the ones that, because you mentioned social ills, was that like the objective for Rise?
Rise has many objectives in the sense that we tackle many social ills in the country. But at the time I was working basically with the Stop the Violence regime, and we was working in the communities and certain schools at the time. And we did many different activities. We did cleanup campaigns. We did what do you call that again? With NAPS, we did something called protection for HIV. We did a protection awareness with condoms. And we did also a bicycle race with protection helmets.
Okay.
We did many stuff with Rise at the beginning. And then after then, I was cut short.
Wow.
In 2009.
Wow.
But then that was a totally different journey for me, because it never stopped on the outside. It was a renewal or a rebirth of something on the inside. Because on the inside, I was able to orchestrate many different programs.
Wow.
Big Brother program, Freedom program. I used to be running the musical programs on the inside.
Are you serious?
We did a carnival soca show on the inside. We did a program where with the mental inmates, we taught them how to ride soca, and we did a nice soca mona competition for them. So we was involved in a lot of rehabilitation stuff.
Wow.
On the inside.
That is so amazing. Even in there, you would think that you're let me just work on myself. Let me get myself where I need to be. But you were still giving to others. Wow.
I needed to do that so that I could have kept my sanity.
For sure.
I needed to do that so that I could have continued thinking positive and doing positive, and at the same time fighting my case.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me stop, if I can, to say hello to Cash Major Flow. He's joining us tonight. He says, bless up to you, sir.
Bless
and
up,
John Smith, blessings. Thank you so very much. So you are still impactful, you know, you're still influential, even though you had to go through something as mind-boggling,
Yes.
for lack of words there. And so let me make sure I understand now. You're there. You're fighting your case.
Yes.
But you're still compartmentalizing and doing for others in there. Who's running the organization while you were
Well, Dr. Stephen
separated?
King, Dr. Stephen King and Dr. Jacqueline Bird.
Aha.
They still continue the mission on the outside. They still
Wow.
kept the flag flying high in spite of
In spite
the
of.
negatives and the derogatory remarks that were thrown at them. They still stood strong for me, you know.
Okay.
And I always hold them to my heart for that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank
Yeah,
you so
man.
very much.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, Dr. King is going to be a guest on the show. And
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
looking forward to meeting him. I really, really am.
Nice,
So you've got some really good mentors there.
Very much so.
Absolutely. I noticed that several of the children today when we were out were just really listening, you know, kind of astutely to what you were saying. You were able, and I don't know if you remember this, but you were able to point out just a few of the kids that you thought perhaps were not listening. Why was that so important?
Because I was like them, you know. I
Yeah.
was most troublesome. I was most disobedient. I was most radical. I was most poor and most, you know, all you could think of in a negative as a child.
For sure.
I was that, and I saw myself in them,
Ah.
and I wanted their attention critically to listen what I have to say, because what I have to say is very important.
Yes.
Because when you hear other people teach conflict management or conflict resolution, it's different than the way I teach it. I teach it, and as I go along, the children, the little kids, as strange as it may seem, but the little kids teach me. Because when I tell them, for example, when I tell the kids that when somebody knock you, rather than you knock them back, you walk away.
Yeah.
So then there was this little troublesome kid from, what school, boy? Dempoulet, Louise.
Uh-huh.
It was a little girl. She said, Ras, so okay, so if I walk away, the bully will pull me. So what do I do then when the bully pulled me? And I was shocked.
Oh, wow.
I had to think like for about 5 seconds to answer that question.
Yeah.
And then my answer was, hey, if the bully pulls you, please don't retaliate, because the moment you retaliate, you're going to escalate the problem.
For sure.
And my advice to the kids that if you ever reach in a situation, shout, scream,
Yes.
call for your teacher, call for the janitor, call for somebody to create that, what do you call that again? Create the attention
For
on the
sure.
situation so that you could get the assistance.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
like the way you handled that.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Now, what is it that you would like to see your organization do? I know that you're doing some wonderful things, but overall, if you were saying if it was one thing that you would be mindful of for Rise, what is it that you would say, you know what, I really want to hit this right here?
If I say it, it will be too big. I want to see Rise World, you know. When I say Rise World, I want Rise America, Rise UK, Rise Africa, Rise Caribbean,
There
not
we
Rise
go.
St.
There we
Lucia. I
go.
mean, as an individual, I want to see that
Yeah,
rise.
man.
So
Yeah.
we want to create that awareness, not just in
Yeah.
St. Lucia and on a community level. We want to create that level on an international level.
Yes.
Whereas we could show the world what we can do
Come on, man.
as Aleutian people. We're not always wise to follow energy when everybody is full going one direction,
Yeah.
for we to go that direction.
For sure.
We as an organization, I mean, we have the doctors, Dr. King, Dr. Bird, Dr. Sherry, who are the experts, and myself
Yeah.
as the Rastaman, as the groundsman, who have
Yeah.
the expertise on the ground. As the
Okay.
fieldsman, the field marshal is me, you know.
All right now.
Yeah.
Told you you're in for a treat. Now, you know, that when you say that, I'm sweating now. Let's read from some folk that are joining us, and I'm so excited that you're here. Cockney Jr., and if I mispronounced your name, don't you dare hold me to that. He says, I am starting to get addicted to this show. What a difference from all the noise. All right now.
Thank you, Mr. Cockney.
Thank you so much for that. And oh boy, Gildan's detail cleaning. Did I say that right? You're in. She says, "Big up, Ninja."
Yeah, man, big up. Thank
Crystal
you.
Jones, rise. She
Yes,
likes
right.
that. International winners, absolutely. And she says, "Speak, Rasta man." Yeah, man, you're doing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you know, and I'm gonna juxtapose into this farm that you got. Oh my goodness, I got an opportunity to walk and talk, and I met a man that is very special to you.
Yes, sir.
Would you tell us a little bit about that gentleman?
Oh, yeah, man. Mr. Cletus Alphonse, Rastaman from Belle Plaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My big brother, my adopted father, basically. And he was the one that gave me the opportunity for me to rehabilitate myself on the farm,
Yeah.
on a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Because I'm from the city, yeah? I'm from Castries City, lo and behold, Marshall, Bagatelle.
Yeah.
And the kind of farming I knew from my grandfather that taught me how many years ago, the farming I learned from this guy was totally different. I mean, I was able to use a cutlass when I was a little boy, but now in the countryside, we don't use cutlass to weed grass, we use hoes, you know?
Yeah.
And that was new to me, and then this guy taught me a lot of the ancient stuff until I was able to maneuver myself, you know, and that is how everything
Wow.
began. He gave me a chance and said, hey, Ninja, that's your spot there, you know?
There you go.
Do what you have to do and make it happen. And I used that opportunity at everything, and I just,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, man.
Walking that place, it felt sacred. You know what I
Yes,
mean? It's
yes.
just, it
Paradise.
was, oh my gosh.
Yeah, man.
I'm getting chill bumps here. 451-9788 is our number for you to call in and speak your mind, your comments, your whatever it is. And maybe you're going through something, and maybe my guest, Mr. Ninja Dan, can assist you. Maybe I can assist you. 451-9788 is the number. Let's see. She says, pretty for sure. Says, get all the school books you need. Book sale group. All right. Did I just fumble that? Sorry about that. All right. Arlette Richards, good night to you and your guest. Love your outfit. Well, thank you. Now, I noticed that I said to you as we were walking acres and acres, and we're looking at, I think it was potatoes
Yes,
and
the cabbages.
cabbages.
And the citrus.
Yeah. I said, why is this place so wonderful, so special for you? And your remark to me was, why is it so special? I know.
It was a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah.
Being away from the concrete, being away from the city, and being in that place, you know, surrounded by just forestry and greenery and rivers and volcanoes and the sulfur springs and the mountains, and nothing magical about that.
Gotcha.
That is just power itself.
Come on.
Nature, that's where you find God, in
Yeah.
that type of a place, you know.
Absolutely.
You hear the whispers of God all around you, the
Yeah.
birds, the parrots. It's
Yeah.
just beautiful, you know.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I
man.
know. I love your smile, guy. You look like a little kid, like you're free.
I'm free.
You're free. And that's so wonderful. Not only are you free physically, but you're free mentally. You're free spiritually. Your mind is not incarcerated.
Yes.
Would you speak on if there was difficulty in walking in that freedom even when you were incarcerated?
I don't understand the question. Say it
When you
again.
were walking into that darkness,
Mm-hmm.
the ability to have your mind free. How was that a difficult process for you?
Well, I never considered my mind to be incarcerated. My body was incarcerated,
Come
but
on.
my spirit and my mind was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's deep. I was never inside of there,
Wow.
if you know what I mean.
I'm listening, man. I know what you
I
mean.
read books. I mean,
Yeah.
my cell was like a library of books, and I lost myself in those books.
Wow.
For me, I needed to learn as much as my little brains could have
Yeah.
sucked.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because as a leader, I had to self-teach myself.
Come on.
And I could remember I was doing CXC POB class, and the guys in the class were just rowdy and just like bad boys, you know, they didn't care.
Yeah.
And I could remember 2 weeks before CXC, the teacher come and she started asking questions. And she said, y'all lazy. 2 weeks before the CXC, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't even know what is subsistence farming. And the teacher just got up and she walked out.
Hey.
And when she walked out, like I feel an emptiness
Yeah.
within me. I said like, wow, that's not you. You're not a failure. So when
Right.
she walked out, I watched to see how far she went on, and I said, hey, you see y'all guys?
Yeah.
Y'all better buck up. You check it. I don't want to fail that POB exam that come in there. So you all better start making sure y'all do what y'all have to do. Guys, so don't come back here next time and y'all don't know nothing.
You were leader. You were leading there.
Yeah, and when I went to my cell, I tried to actually cramp the POB book
Okay.
in a week.
Okay.
So I could remember Fluff, big up Fluffy, and big up the guys on the hill.
Yeah.
So Fluff is my next door neighbor, so I'm knocking him and saying, brother, hold the book and ask me questions, you know?
Yeah.
And Fluff will tell me, hey, Danger, don't cram the thing, and you cannot cram the thing. How can the examiner know what you understand about the vibe? So stop cramming. I say, how you mean, bro? I have 1 more week for CXC, and you tell me stop cramming? He said, man, you have to try to understand. So you know what I did?
What's that?
I went for all the multiple choices,
Yeah.
and I know I couldn't know the whole book through the multiple choices.
Oh, come on.
And that's what I did. I mean, it sounds like a cheat,
Yeah.
but I studied all the multiple choices and I got all the answers, and then now I was able to comprehend
There we go.
certain answers and questions. And I topped my class.
Come on.
And everybody passed the POB. The teacher was surprised.
Is that right?
Yeah, man.
So the responsibility that you have with loving people, and I want to talk about that because you said it a couple of weeks ago, and it just resonates in my being, how important it is to have love, to make certain that people understand that love really is the key that unlocks that door and that door. Speak on that, the importance of love, and you're literally giving it away freely everywhere you go.
Yeah, because first and foremost, I was born in love. Yeah, my mother and my father, they created me in love.
Yeah.
In spite of the darkness I was raised under, I felt that love, even from a distance. Even if my mama wasn't there with me, I felt that kind of deep kind of love.
For sure.
And it was like a seed planted in me that I did not understand as a little boy growing up.
Yeah.
And for me to find and understand that type of love, I had to be in a bad place and a hard rock and a hard place for me to understand what hate is and what cruelty is and what bad is and what darkness is. For me to understand that before I could have understand love and manifest it as a part of me, because love in itself is the greatest thing.
Yes.
Love in itself is the greatest power. Love is greater than money. Love is greater than power. Not the love of power, but the power of love
For sure.
is greater than so many things universally.
Absolutely.
That once you have conquered love, you have conquered all, you
Oh
know.
my gosh. And you know, that just rings so much volume in what you're saying. Crystal Jones is saying love is key. So important to love. And you're absolutely right, Crystal. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us. 451-9788 is our number here in studio. I talked to you and we were kind of dialogued about forgiving. And that evidently struck a nerve with some folk because I told you that forgiving has two parts. And I likened forgiving to how God forgives us. And he says that he places our sins into the sea of forgetfulness. So forgetting is just as important as forgiving. And it is scripture. I understand there were things done to you that should not have been done. I get it. I honestly do. But would you say that time also is one of those variables that play a part in that?
Of course, they say time is a healer.
Yeah.
And I believe in that. And even on the day of when I got my freedom, that was 18th January 2017.
Wow.
The first word I uttered to the public and to my fans was, I forgive them for they don't know what they had done.
Come on, man. Come
and,
on. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
man. I think that was on DBS, I did an interview.
Ha.
And that's what I said. The very first thing was, Jah forgive them, man, because
Yeah.
I had to go for it.
Yeah, you did.
If I did not go for it, I would not have gained that type of experience.
For sure.
I would not have been the type of person that I am now.
For sure.
And I am so privileged to go through that process and go through that molding, through that type of fire, and be here today.
Yeah.
And the fact that I am here today, I represent the guys on the hill.
Come on.
Because I am like a tester, or I am like a leader going into a world that has never been tapped into. Because society has it in that way that once you come out of prison, you're stereotyped and
Yes.
you're discriminated against.
Yes,
and
you are.
your family don't want to embrace you because you sorti laol. But with me now, God has infiltrated my life to teach them that, hey, in spite of all the darkness and in spite of all the naysayers and the haters,
Yeah.
once you put your mind to it, you could do it.
Absolutely.
I was a celebrity. I am a celebrity.
Yes,
Well,
you
I mean,
are.
St. Lucia don't have celebrities in that kind of cardboard society. But I am a soca artist. And some people might say it was maybe easier for me to break through that ceiling, but no. It was the most difficult for me because a lot of people have that kind of high expectation of you wanting to do certain things, but I had it harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had it more difficult, but I never gave up. I never gave in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I could sit at your feet, man, all night. I really, really could, because you are truly a blessing to so many, many people. We've got a message here from WhatsApp that says, just want to wish Ninja all the best and let him know how proud I am of him.
Thank you.
Thank you for always being there, for the support, prayers, advice, and for his passion to want to make this world a better place.
Thank you.
Great show. Quite different and refreshing. Thanks, Tongie. Blessings.
Nice.
Thank you. And Crystal Jones is still with us. Thank you, Miss Crystal Jones. She says, I forgive them for they know not what they do. A leader going into a world I never tapped into. Sir, you're talking deep, deep, deep. Thank you,
Yeah.
Crystal. Thank you so much, very much for joining us. Mary Anna Leons says, I'm in the house. Thank you so very much.
Big up, Mariana. Big up,
Thank you
cuz.
very, very much.
Yes, sir.
See how your life really is a difference maker. You are an agent of change. I said that to you when I first met you, and I'm saying it again, because you literally, in all instances, could have been very bitter. You understand that?
Yeah.
You really could have. But your relationship with Jah
Yes.
really makes the difference in your life.
Sure
And
did.
I noticed again, you ask the little baby, I call them babies, but you ask them who all believes in God. That right there was so powerful. And to see those hands go up, but the ones that didn't raise their hands, you knew they weren't lying to us. They just, I don't know. Why is it so important for you to facilitate that kind of relationship with him?
Okay. That is a deep question. Okay, the reason why I wanted to put it to them as to if they believe in God is because, in my humble opinion, a lot of the homes in our country, a lot of the families, we have lost God, or we have lost our spirituality when it comes to the Almighty.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because the head of the family is always God Almighty. And after God Almighty, you comes the father, and then after the father is the mother, and then after the mother is the kids. And in every family, majority of families, the fact that they don't have God in the family, it means that there is no structure, there is no respect, there is no obedience, there is no discipline, there is no manly figure to teach the youths and them. So, hence the reason why I wanted to plant that seed
Wow.
and help them to understand the impact of God in their lives.
Wow.
That if they don't have God in their lives, they could never move forward.
Man. You know, you remind me of the prophets that I've read about, the Jeremiahs and Elijah and Elishas. Thank you so much for seriously doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We're hearing from Sabina St. Rose. She says, great show.
Thank
you
you.
so very, very much, Sabina.
Big up, Sabina.
Absolutely. Cash Major Flow says, keep up the great work.
Yeah, Mom, give
How
thanks.
about that? So thank you so very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. This show is really, really special to me. Every show that I do is very special, but
Nice.
to have someone come into your life and he's already revolutionized mine, just your presence, just your ability, man, to love people right where they are. That speaks volumes of who
True.
you are. 451-9788 is our number. We're going to go for a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You are absolutely amazing. A breath of fresh air, a true light in the darkness. And I am so grateful for you because you are amazing, and you truly have added so much value to my life that I'm beyond grateful that God has allowed our paths to cross. And I feel honored to be able to make this video and to talk about you and give you your flowers and just mention the numerous ways that you have significantly impacted my life, because you have. And I don't know what my life would have been like without you, and I don't think I want to because you have planted seeds in me that have impacted the person that I am today, and I thank you for that. And you've also planted seeds that help catapult my relationship with Christ. You've shown me how to walk out being a kingdom citizen in a world that, isn't necessarily conducive for that. And you've shown me what it's like to share the love of Christ, to be that light, and to share that joy and that peace and that comfort. And I thank you for that, because it gets hard, but you are such a warrior and such a true inspiration that you've helped me find the tools to make that possible. And I'm forever grateful. I love you so much. Thank you for everything.
Dr. Tongie, you know, from the Talk to Tongie show. Are you ready to maximize your business exposure? Of course you are. Why not consider placing an ad right here with me on the Talk to Tongie show on DBS? Hey, it's your girl, Dr. Tongie, and I'm with Lizzie. And Lizzie, tell everybody what show you're going to watch. She watches on DBS and tell us why.
It's a very entertaining show.
Entertaining.
There's stuff on there.
Isn't she gorgeous? I swear to you, I didn't pay her to say it. Check me out on DBS Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. Bye. This is Talk to Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're going to do life together. And we are back. Thank you again for allowing me into your homes, into your boudoir, in your kitchen, wherever you're watching this show. I am truly grateful, truly grateful. I want to say to Crystal Jones, thank you. And I'm saying that because you said, I had it difficult, but I never gave up. And for you to be able to say that and you didn't give up, thank you, literally. I know that you're blessing people right where you are, and I'm truly grateful for you. And she's enjoying the show.
Yeah, man,
Ninja
thank you.
Dan.
Thank you, Crystal.
And the UK is in the house. And when I saw that, I'm like, what? So thank you, UK, for hanging out with us. We do not take it lightly or for granted. And I know that you could watch any other program or do whatever it is that you do on a Thursday night. But when you sit and you watch and you engage with me and my guests, I am truly grateful. I do not take that lightly nor for granted. So please know that. 451-9788 is our number. If you want to call in on our WhatsApp number, it's 470-534-2216. We do have we got someone that called in now. All right. I'm not really sure how we're going to get you on there, but we're going to try it. Hi, you're on there with Dr. Tongie and Ninja Dan.
Blessings, doctor.
Good day.
You know her.
Yeah, man, blessings, Papa.
Yes, man. I have a few things I just want to say real quick. I don't want to take up the time.
Please, sir, speak your mind.
So, you know, this man here is like a brother, like a family member to me from back in the days of school and entertainment.
Wow.
Just to let people know, you know, it's like I was hospitalized for 8 months. Anyway, I'm calling out here from Houston, Texas, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
This man called me every day for 8 months, you know, just praying. I could not even talk. He would pray with me. I would listen. I would hear him. And my wife would tell me, hey, she would tell him the response I'm giving based on my body movements. So a lot of people, you know, he get me a little stronger and closer to my spiritual side. Not that I was not.
For sure.
But just the things he said and the things he did and what we went through. You know, it's just, I think he deserves a little more respect than what is given.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I would agree with you on that.
On a second note, as far as the music aspect of it, I listen to the radio stations from abroad. I listen to all of them. And what I realized, and I'm going to put it out there, I'm not trying to stir up nothing, but the truth is the truth. I don't hear his music as often as I hear all these other songs. I mean, his is just as great or greater. And I don't hear his music. And I don't know what's going on with that, but a lot of people like to say, give him his roses. All that is part of giving him his roses, giving him his respect.
Absolutely.
You know, like we don't hear none of his music and he's very talented. His music is full of message, and we don't hear it at all. So that's something we need to look into as a public, as a nation.
Absolutely.
Give them their roses while they're still above the 6 feet. But anyway, Pop Boy, who that know of the right and do of the wrong shall be spanked.
Yeah, man.
Bless up.
Big up to Shay.
Thank you so
Yes,
very
I-
much for that. We're gonna look into making certain that we get this music back on the air, dude. all
Yeah.
right? Absolutely. I think I got a little something to do with that. How about that?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, how amazing for someone 8 months and you called him every day. Wow. That speaks volume. Look at your smile. Look at that smile, man. That speaks volumes of who you are. You're not just an entertainer. You don't understand what I'm saying? You carry a mantle, man. Come on. Wow.
Big up to Shay. I wasn't expecting that.
I know, right?
I wasn't expecting that. But since he mentioned that side of me, I could remember my good friend,
Yeah.
Mr. Roseman, you know.
Yes.
He was a great boxer and he got crippled. He's in a wheelchair now and he's paralyzed from his waist down.
Sorry to hear that.
And I could remember he called me once. He spent 4 months in the hospital and after the 4 months he called me. It was like minutes to midnight. And he said, bro, I cannot take it again, and I think I'm gonna die, too much pain. So I said, how you mean you're gonna die, bro? How you mean you're giving up? He said, it's too painful and the doctor's not seeing nothing. They come in and they check in and they're not seeing. And one time I just had to activate and go into this
Come on.
beast prayer mode.
Come
and
on.
he said when I started praying, he was afraid,
Yeah.
And then I said, bro, it is done,
Yeah.
When the doctor come tomorrow, they're going to see that thing and then you're going to do this surgery and then you're going to come
Come on,
out.
dude. Yeah.
And as I said it, as it was.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's what I'm talking about, the prophetic that
Amen.
you walk in. All right now.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about. And your ability, again, to love people,
Yes.
to walk in humility. You're not going around, hey, look at me, I'm Ninja Dad, and you're going around as a servant. However, you literally are serving others with your gifts, your talents, and your skill sets
Every day.
every day.
Like, that's just my life. I'm committed to that,
Absolutely, you are. Big Crystal Jones is still with us, and she's saying, "Speak it." We've got Junior Charles from Cicerone, and he is Man Pra is watching.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Big
So
up.
thank you so very much for engaging. I mean, when we developed the show, and it literally means talk to Tongie.
Yes.
That means that I get to go around and folk talk to me. And it is an honor to have people like yourself of your caliber
Thank you.
to do what you're doing. And I pray that you continue strengthening those that need the strength. You never know when you're walking into a classroom how important it is for someone of your caliber to walk in. And the children may perhaps never met anyone like you. You understand what I'm saying? Or didn't have an opportunity to have mom or dad say even that morning, hey, I love you. Or, you're valuable to me. So when you're taking out time, and I say this because we're not the creators of time. We all have 24 hours in a day, and whatever we want to do in those 24 hours, he gives us, free reign to do it.
Yes.
But for you to take time and do what you're doing, man. What at the end of the day, what do you want to be known for? What is it?
I don't want to be known for. I just want to leave my mark. That's all. I don't want to be known for nothing. I don't want to be known for my charity. I don't want to be known for my music. I don't want to be known. I just want to leave my mark, leave my footprints. Because as I told you earlier on today,
Yeah.
we don't die.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that we die, but
Come
we
on.
don't die. We transition,
Come on, man.
And I want the public to know that we experience death every day when we go to sleep,
sure.
and we embrace it. So don't make the public feel like death is such a painful thing, Death is a sweet thing. So the youth and them that are doing certain crime on the outside there, at a certain point in time, if you do not stop doing bad things, if you do not stop hurting people, at some point in time, your conscience, your soul will give up itself on you. That's why we get accidents. That's why we get people dying out of gunshot wounds. That's why we get drunk people getting themselves in violent encounters and death and prison. This is a warning. Check yourself before you wreck yourselves.
Wow. Wow. Pass the collection plate. That speaks so very much of what's going on in society, not just here in our amazing country of St. Lucia, but around the world, man.
Yes,
You understand
yes.
what I'm saying? So
Yes.
for you to prophetically say, listen, I'm a firm believer that God gives a warning and then destruction.
Yes.
So this is the warning, right? Wow. All right, we've got Mariana Leons that says, Doc, the goodness runs in the family. I also want to encourage you, cuz no matter what, hold on.
Thank
Remember,
you.
there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and know that life is a climb, but the view is great.
Yes,
Your
I-
view will be great. Just
Much
know
thanks.
that I love you.
I love you too,
How
cuz.
cool is that, man?
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so very much. 451-9788. Before we leave here, we want to hear your voice. 470-534-2216 is our WhatsApp number. We've got Miss Christine Culin watching. Thank you so very much. She hails right here from St. Lucia.
Big up, Colleen.
Absolutely. Chester Alcide. Oh boy, I just fumbled that one. Sorry, Chester. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Wow, man. You are just, come on, speak it.
And I could not have done it without the help of some key people in my life.
All right.
You'll know yourselves. It's not too much to mention, it's too few to
Yeah.
not mention. But I choose not to mention. They know themselves, I have you all at such high regard. And I always pray the Almighty to always cover you all with the loving light, and always protect you all in the direction of positivity,
That is so beautiful.
And I want to say that I could not have done it all without the love of the fans and the love of my little small family,
yeah.
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 And also my family home, my madam and my youths and them, I want to give thanks for you all always giving me the support and the strength and that kind of solidarity to never give up in spite of situations, in spite of the tribulations, in spite of the darkness, always keep treading. Because the world never stop turning, so why should I stop and entertain
Oh my goodness.
stiff-necked
Telling you,
fools,
man, you've got volumes of books in you, dude. You know this. We need these books, right? Yeah.
Well, I need a writer.
We've got Velda Ditterville Paul that says, I'm always a silent listener, but tonight is very encouraging. Thank you so very much. How
Thank you.
about that? That's
you.
what this show is about. Making certain that voices are heard.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
They are.
And I want to say one thing because I know we
Absolutely.
don't have much time.
Yes, sir.
But I want to speak to the politicians and to the government and them,
Alright.
to the hierarchy and them,
Okay.
And I want to mention a special word called trauma. And I want to mention another word called crime. You can't fight crime by running behind the youths with guns. Crime is something that has been there from ancient times before. And trauma has been there from slavery, from ancient of our slave masters. We've been traumatized from our great-grandparents to our great-great-great-grandparents, and even to me, the last of the Mohicans. We are still traumatized, and we don't have nothing in place in society. We do not have counselors. We do not have clinical counselors. We do not have clinical psychiatrists. We do not have psychologists, licensed psychologists. Why? Why? So we have a populace of 180,000 people that are traumatized. And when you're traumatized, without counseling, without healing, what are the results of this? Antisocial crime. this thing and that thing and corruption and destruction and self-destruction. And then it's like the blind leading the blind. So I want the outside world and the international eyes that watching us now. We as a country, as a nation, we need that type of assistance for these type of expertise to come into the country and teach our counselors how to be clinical counselors, how to be better counselors, because there's a lot of problems that when I listen to the kids, when they relate it to me, some of them say that they cannot speak to the counselors because there is no trust.
Wow.
And if the kids could say that there is no trust between them and the counselors, then we have a problem. I've been to 72 schools so far, making presentations, conflict management, conflict resolutions, and it's not nice. We need the help, we need the assistance, we need the government, we need the ministries to put a more microscopic eye on the activities of the schools and the kids. We need the social workers to pay more interest in the affairs of the kids and the families. I see voidance of them. I don't see much of them things going on. I don't hear much of them things going on. Yeah, I see little snippets of one two people showing one two papers, but in the real life, let's get serious.
All right, now.
Let's tackle crime the right way, not with guns, running behind youths with guns and shooting pow, pow, pow. No. Let's deal with this on an emotional scale. Let we deal with this and bring the parties and bring the people that have the experts and to fix it, you know.
Wow.
I just wanted to say that last piece before
Man,
we
you know.
ended the program.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, man.
What do you say behind that other than whoo-a-dabba-dabba-doo? We've got Martin Rosemund before we leave. He says, great show, just a bit too short. You know what? I'm feeling the same way. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Ninja Dad, my new best friend, my BFF, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart. If my heart could talk, it would be saying, thank you for standing.
Thank you.
Thank you for loving people. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for making a difference. Thank you for getting up every morning. And even when you get tired, man. I mean, this man has a book giveaway Tuesday through Thursdays, and he just gives away free books. And I took my grandchildren. I know we're running over. I'm so sorry. Linda, I'm about to hang up. But I took the kids there, and they were like, Nana, look, this book right here and this book right here. And I'm like, come on, you can't be greedy, dude. You just get a book or two. But you're doing it, man. You are.
I don't have a choice.
Man, you don't have a choice, do you?
No, I don't have a choice.
Man, to God be the glory for your life. You are welcomed on this show whenever you want to come.
Yes,
I really
sir.
do mean that. How about that? And Crystal Jones, you're still there. Thank you so very much. Mr. Legacy said, good night, Doc. Good night, Ninja. Tempted to call, but took some time to listen before stage show at work. Must commend Ninja. Follow him. He says he followed you from the start of your career, had the privilege to meet you and to work with you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Legacy, thank you so
Big up.
very much,
Yeah,
man. And to all of those that are showing this man love, that's what the show's about. Okay, I'm about to cry and I don't want to cry.
Don't cry,
All right. So, until next time, the Lord say the same and the creek don't rise. Thank you so much, Junior. Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Kendrick, Idris, and Kaden. I didn't forget. Mr. Harris, I appreciate you, man.
Big up Fabian. Big up Glenn.
We got him.
And big up my fans and them, you know, too numerous to mention.
I know.
Pra from Cicero.
Yeah.
My family, Leandra, Errol, Leroy, you know, the whole crew.
Yeah.
Big ups.
And I've got a special guy in the house too, and I cannot get off this air without saying
Morgan.
thank you, Morgan.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Big up.
you so very much for believing in your mama. All right, till next time. Mwah! I love